What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C4, and today it's the last video for the draft rankings before the combine. But we probably, depending on the reception for these, hopefully they are fairly strong, do 2.0, which we're not going to go super crazy. We'll just do one now and then one before the combine, which is the plan. But today when we take a look at the safeties, I was considering, grouping the defensive backs up in one video, but there's so much to talk about with the corners, and safeties are also a little bit of a hot button issue right now that I decided it'd be better to split it up into two videos. So what we're going to do is look at the top 5 safeties in this year's draft class, be it free or strong. We just classified them generally as safeties. We'll take a look at who I think is the most NFL ready, most bust potential, and a couple sleepers for you guys to think about. So without further ado, jump right in at number 5. We're going with Marcus Williams from Utah, 6'1", 195 pounds. On the year, he had 64 tackles, 5 interceptions, and 3 pass deflections for the Utah Utes. Now, a pro comparison that I saw for him, not one that I gave out, was Clinton-Dix. I mean, yeah, I don't think he's as refined as Clinton-Dix was coming out. I mean, Clinton-Dix was a certified, top 20 draft pick when he came out. Just picked before the Philadelphia Eagles picked too, motherfucker. But I definitely see the similar instincts, similar play style, similar ball playing ability. I mean, Clinton-Dix has been one of the better ball hawking free safeties. I think, was he a free or strong? I think he's a free safety. For the Green Bay Packers, he's been 4 or 5 pick kind of guy year, and I can definitely see Marcus Williams developing into that guy. So that is a somewhat fair player comparison. I just don't know if I'd outright claim that he's the next Clinton-Dix, but definitely a solid safety, projected to probably be a second, third round pick. Going number 4, could be my Florida Gator bias, but I think this guy is incredible. And considering that I called Brian Poole, who's been very, very good for the Atlanta Falcons, and no one drafted him, I feel all right and confident in saying number 4 is going to be Marcus May from the University of Florida, 5'11", 215 pounds. He had 50 tackles, 1 interception, 6 pass deflections, got hurt. I don't know. I can't remember how many games he missed exactly. Could have been upwards of 5, so his stat line could have looked even better, but he was a leader of our defense. Him and Gerard Davis were really good. Pro comparison from him is Adrian Amos of the Chicago Bears. Remember when Amos came out of Penn State, he was like a 5th round pick, and now he's been one of the better players on a Bears defense that is, they're in the rebuilding process. They'll definitely, a lot of mock drafts will, according to a lot of the mock drafts anyways, look like the Chicago Bears will add a big-time playmaker on the defensive side of the ball, opposed going like a Mitch Trubisky or something like that. But Adrian Amos has definitely, done his fair share of positive things to that Bears defense. I think with Marcus May, big-time hitter, I think you get a lot of power, which makes it maybe a little bit differential between him and Amos, but solid tackling ability, great open field tackler, has, above average pass coverage skills. I think he's not a guy that you can rely on to get 4 or 5 picks, but you can get 1 or 2, and more so he's, in the box kind of guy. Big-time leader, though. Definitely more of a Keanu Neal in terms of pro level, as opposed to Matt Elam, who's been a bust for the Baltimore Ravens. But I definitely like Marcus May here. Even like a guy that can contribute on special teams right away. He just has that fucking fiery mentality that you want in a safety. Going to number 3, I classified him as a safety. Is going to be Jabril Peppers from Michigan, 6 feet tall, 210 pounds. I mean, that is just too fucking small to play linebacker in the next level. 72 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, and 4 sacks for Michigan. Pro comparison from him, just from a straight player, whatever gimmicky type thing, is Shaq Thompson from when he was coming out of Washington. I just don't see Jabril Peppers as a linebacker in this, unless he goes to okay, here you go. I think if you want to draft him in terms of talent and just what he can bring to you, you get him and draft him and you play him and you train him and you get him ready to play safety, because that's the size and frame and his ability. I think safety is going to be the best suited for him, that can play, there's so many safeties right now that play safety, but they also can play in different sub packages, a little bit of linebacker, as of, opposed to having a guy like maybe a Deion Buchanan or something like that, that's outright a converted safety to a linebacker, or like a Mark Barron or something like that. I just don't see that in Jabril Peppers' story. But if he goes to some team that thinks like he's some hot shot defensive coordinator that's like, oh, I got some plays for him, I can pay him as an outside linebacker. Here you go. You got 6'1", 210 pounds. He's an outside linebacker, right? So it means he has to come in primary responsibility. He's gonna be great at covering tight ends and running back to the backfield. There's the one positive. Fucking Adrian Peterson, one-on-one tackling. Most outside linebackers that are like 230, 240 pounds have a shot. The better ones definitely will have a shot at bringing down an Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson open field, you have Jabril Peppers, outside linebacker, lining up. Jabril Peppers is going to get fucking knocked back 15 yards. He just doesn't have the size to play outside linebacker in the NFL. So I don't know why people are saying that. I think in the right scheme it might work, but for my money, I wouldn't draft him at all personally. But if I had to give a position, put money on a position that he would best succeed in the NFL, I think it's going to be as an in-the-box, run-stopping safety. Going to number 2, great safety right here, is Jamal Adams from LSU. 6'1", 210 pounds. On the year, he had 76 tackles, 1 interception, and 4 pass deflections. My pro comparison for Jamal Adams is Kenny Vaccaro, who had some ups and downs with his time with Tennessee, but coming out of the University of Texas was a surefire first-round safety. I think Jamal Adams is very much that, and he was the number 1 safety on a lot of people's mock drafts for most of the season, really until the number 1 guy that we're going to talk about. Not only did he just much like Marshawn Lattimore, who we talked about in the cornerback video, exploded this season, but then when he eventually came out and said he was going to declare, a lot of people had to shift up and switch around the rankings. But Jamal Adams, big-time playmaker. I mean, LSU produces, great defensive player after great defensive player, so it's just another name, another one. Get a DJ Khaled out there. But I think Jamal Adams is going to be a great safety. We got him in our Eagles Connected franchise mode. I believe that he will be a solid playmaker in the NFL. Only really worry with him is, he has coverage ability, which may have you put him in coverage situations, but I don't know if the speed's there. We're going to really find out a whole lot here from the combine. I think he will have a strong combine, but he's a little bit of everything, which is really good. It's positive, but I'd say he's the jack of all trades, master of none. He's in that kind of territory right now as a safety. But then again, he could shut me up. I ran like a 4.5 or 4.4 combine 40. But the number 1 overall safety for this year's draft class is going to be Malik Hooker from Ohio State. 6'2", 205 pounds. I mean, went from a guy that no one really knew about to being, potentially the number 1 overall prospect out of everyone on a couple of mock drafts. I think actually on CBSSports.com, he's the number 1 prospect, which is fucking crazy for a guy that straight up had 1 great year. But it's incredible. One of the best safety seasons I've ever seen. 74 tackles, 7 interceptions, and 4 pass deflections. Pro comparison for him, it was kind of tough. Seeing the tape, it's like one of those things where if you had a bigger body of work, maybe we could judge that like this year here was his big boom year, and then we could kind of like take the averages of 2 seasons. But because it was just 1 big year, for me, I'm gonna have to say Eric Berry. Eric Berry coming out of Tennessee was guarded one of the best safeties in the history of college. Obviously, he had a little bit more of a background coming out than Malik Hooker, a little bit more bigger body of work, if you will. But just judging on this 1 year with Malik Hooker, I saw a guy that's pretty good at tackling, but in terms of coverage safety, phenomenal. He will come out. He will be a top 10 pick for sure. And I don't know what team really needs a safety right now. Maybe I've seen him mock to the Jets in a couple of videos. That would make, well, not a couple of videos, but a couple of mock drafts. I think that would make a lot of sense there. But Malik Hooker is a phenomenal prospect. And like I said, I think you're going to see a lot of similarities between him and Eric Berry. He's a little bit bigger than Eric Berry. I think Eric Berry's like 6 feet, 210 pounds maybe. But 6'2", got that range. Got the coverage ability. Fuck, I would actually even see, like, can he play corner? Who knows? He has like that size right there, 6'2", 205. Maybe he can play a little bit of corner. I don't know. That's another thing, man. These fucking guys that are coming out just, when they're hot, when they're striking while the iron's hot. I don't know if they have an agent or someone talking to their family members or something like that. But, I mean, there's just so much potential here for Malik Hooker. And he definitely has the potential, I think. Personally, just looking at his tape, I can see a guy playing corner. But he's classified as a safety, and he will be the number 1 safety, in my opinion, right now before the combine. So give it a couple awards here. For the most NFL ready, I'm going with Jamal Adams from LSU. For the highest potential to bust, it's going to be Jabril Peppers. For the most potential, it is the number 1 overall Malik Hooker. I mean, the sky is the limit for that guy. That guy could be, if he gets to a right defense, right defensive coach, right players around him, I mean, that guy there can be an all-pro. And for my 2 sleepers, one was a guy we talked about, was Marcus May, who because of his injury and stuff, he's not super high on a lot of people's draft boards. I think he has a lot of potential. And we have Josh Harvey-Clemons from Louisville. He may be a linebacker. Like, there's a guy that's a safety that could be a linebacker. He's like 6'4", 230. Unless you want to really try to push like the Cam Chancellor build, he could move to outside linebacker, but I think there's a lot to work with there. I mean, he had off-field issues. He was at Georgia, then he got kicked off, and had to go to Louisville, but had a great year. And also Fish Smithson from Kansas. I think he's a very solid sleeper. Had a phenomenal year. Just look at his stats. He had like 100 tackles, bunch of interceptions. Could be the best player come out of Kansas since Chris Harris, I've heard. I've seen across a couple scouting reports. But there you have it, guys. Those are my top 5 safeties and some awards and stuff for the 2017 NFL Draft. This will be the final video for now, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. If this is your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Maybe shoot for 150 likes, as not only for this video, but as appreciation for the entire series that we've done. If you guys like it, I love doing these kind of videos. I've been doing it for, Jesus Christ, 2011, 2012 was probably the first year that I've been doing it on YouTube. So, I mean, it's long tenured stuff. I know a couple of you guys probably have been with me since day one. Love this time of year, and you like these kind of videos, and I hope you guys receive these well. I'm recording all of them in one day, so I have no idea what the reception is going to be. So fingers crossed that you guys fucking like it. And if you do like it, I am very excited to be able to update these and bring you another round of videos after the combine has completed. So, as always, let me say, leave a comment in the comment section below. If you agree or disagree with any of these rankings, we can talk about it. We can hash it out. Hell, I may just straight up miss someone that you guys can, convince me, saying, man, C4, how the fuck did you not include, Timmy Thomerson from goddamn DeVry University by way of fucking, community college of culinary arts, something stupid like that. So, I can always look. I'm not coming at you guys like I'm some big fucking scout and take my word. This is just what I know from watching a lot of college football. So, yeah, I'm always open to criticism, and not so much criticism, but suggestions of guys I can look into. I love watching football. That is what it is. So that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching, and until next time, it's your boy C4 saying peace out.